Hello everybody, you are watching TCG Central, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a deck that I used today in a silver format tournament. So basically the silver format is, you just can't play any roll box cards, so EXs and A-Specs cannot play them. So it's going to be some old school Pokemon, knocking out 6 Pokemon, taking 6 prizes. And as soon as I found out about this tournament, I knew that the deck that I wanted to start with would be Steelix Dodrio. So we're going to be doing these tournaments over the next few weeks. And, anyway, sorry, my puppy's trying to play with my dog. That scared me. So I'm going to try to play something new for every single event. And I knew that this was the first one that I was going to try. So running a 4-4 line of Steelix here. And I'm going to go ahead and read Steelix for you guys. So we're only going to be doing the first attack somehow, some way. If you can power up the second attack, then hey, more power to you. But we're going to be using Earthquake. It's going to do 130 damage for 1 energy, which is pretty good. And then 30 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. So I know that sounds awful. And I actually even have some ideas for this deck that I'll discuss later in the video. So yeah, you're going to be doing 30 to your bench Pokemon, and I'll read Dodrio, and it'll all make sense. I went with this Onyx because it has hard headbutt for 20, and then you can flip a coin, and if it's heads, it's basically immune for the next turn, which is nice. Now for the Dodrio line, the reason why I am playing a 3-4 line is because I only found 3 Dodrio. So yeah, here is the Doduo, but we're really going to be focusing on Dodrio here. Skull's got the ability Zooming Draw. You can put a damage counter on this Pokemon and then draw a card. And Ballistic Beak for 1 colorless energy is going to do 30 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So even with 1 Earthquake, you're going to be popping off some decent damage. So if you're able to get a couple Earthquakes off before the Steelix gets knocked out, well, Dodrio is just going to be dealing a massive amount of damage. On top of that, you're going to be getting some draw power in. So, you know, that's pretty good too. So that's the general strategy of the deck, is just to use Steelix's Earthquake to damage your Dodrio and then bring up the Dodrio and start attacking for massive amounts of damage. And then we also have a copy of Fan Rotom. On your first turn, you can just search for 3 Pokemon with 100 HP or less. So you can grab 2 Dodrio and a Doduo, 2 Doduo and a Dodrio, whatever you want to do there. And then we have 1 Iron Bundle, which actually won me my last round in today's event. But I did go top 4 with this deck. And I was really excited because I had a freaking blast today, and I was like, you know what, this would be a fun video. So this deck, honestly, I just kind of threw it together with some extras that I had. So there is very, very, very massive amounts of things you can do to it. So we got a pretty standard 4 Professor's Research, 3 Boss's Orders, and I really just wanted to play this. Just 2 Full Art Judge. I wanted to play that because that's my favorite art of Judge. I just love the red and green on it. I think it just goes really well together. Then we got 2 copies of Iono, 1 Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, because with Dodrio we can manipulate our cards a little bit and to draw into them with Cypher Maniacs. And then I didn't use this at all today, not a single freaking time. 1 copy of Jacques. Honestly, I would much rather have Salvatore because you can go straight into a Steelix, and I think that would be very, very good over the Jacques and maybe some other stuff that I have in here. Next up, we have 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Nest Ball, and 4 Great Balls. So I really wanted to make sure that I could get my Pokemon set up, get them out ASAP, and try to make this deck as speedy as possible. So that's why we are running the 4-4-4 line. Then we got 2 Super Rod, 2 Rescue Board, and we got a Rocky Helmet. Now you're probably wondering, why in the world are you playing Rocky Helmet, bro? And it's just because it lets Steelix be able to potentially knock out a Typhlosion, an Ethan's Typhlosion. So that's why we were running the 1 Rocky Helmet. I can put 2 damage counters on a Pokemon whenever it damages a Pokemon this card's attached to. So if they just kablow, kaplooey, knock out one of my Pokemon with Rocky Helmet with the Buddy Blast, I can bring up Steelix and knock it out. I mean, I'm trying to find any angle against that deck because, well, it's a bad matchup for me. Then we got 1 Energy Search, 1 Pal Pad, and then we got 3 Artisan in the deck. And then I believe, let's see, yeah, we have 8 Metal Energy to round out the deck. There we go. We're laying it out weird. But yeah, so here is the deck, guys. Here is what we are rocking the 60 today. Honestly, I would really love to potentially maybe run a crazy idea with like Crispin, and maybe run some Luminous Energy or Dark Energies to go with the Crispin, and then run some Monkey Dory. I feel like Monkey Dory would be really, really good in this deck. Granted, it's good in freaking everything, but hopefully you guys get what I mean. But just the 30 and then hitting a Monkey Dory for 30 and then moving damage onto something else, or maybe moving damage onto a Pokemon that I'm about to knock out with Earthquake, or moving it off of a Steelix or Onyx to make it a little more bulkier. That was the idea, and I just was like, you know what, we're just going to go straight Steelix Dodrio, see what happens, see how we can do there. But as for matchups today, round one, I went against a Festival lead deck, and I made a very big misplay. I forgot I can attack twice. That my opponent just kind of sat there waiting, and I was like, what are you waiting for? And then he was like, attack again, and I was just so confused. I was like, hold on. So I don't go against Festival League very often, so I will just be like, all right, you know what, screw it. Because I accidentally lost 2 Onyx in 1 turn, and from there, it pretty much is game over. Round 2, I went against my Bussies. Yeah, Bushy. I went against my buddy's Fossil Box deck, and unfortunately, he only opened up with a lone Relicanth, so I was able to win that one. And then game 3, which was the final round of today's tournament, I went against another Festival lead, and then from there, it basically kind of came down to the fact that I got the prize lead early, and on top of that, Steelix resists grass by 30, so it kind of came down to them having to attack twice to knock out one Steelix, which kind of eliminated the gimmick of them being able to take multiple prizes in 1 turn. And then he Iono'd me into literally the exact perfect combination of cards that I needed, so I got really lucky there. So I was able to walk away 2-1, securing a top 4 spot. And we'll be doing another event next week, and I'm super excited about it because I kind of know what I'm going to play, but then I don't at the same time. But for the first initial event of the Silver format, this was freaking awesome. And it really made me realize why people love playing this format, GLC, and just different things. not expanded, but just different things, because it's just different from standard. They get to play some Pokemon in a different way, and it's not, you know, am I playing Dragapult or Gardevoir this round? You know, it's just something cool, something different, and I'm very, very hyped to play again next week. So if you guys want to see more Silver format decks, let me know. I'll definitely at least have 3 or 4 for you guys, because I'm going to try to make something new for next week. But that's all for me. If you guys have any suggestions on Silver format decks, let me know down in the comment section below, especially if you're a little more familiar with the format than I am. That'd be great. But yeah, you guys take care. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll have another awesome video for you guys coming very soon that I'm very, very happy about. And we'll just kind of touch upon that when we get here. But take care. Love you guys. This is TCG Central, signing out.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.